We're going to do the slump slider exercise, which is a mobilization for the sciatic nerve. And the reason that this works is because our nervous system is pretty continuous. The sciatic nerve is going to come out of your spinal cord and go all the way down the back side of your leg, all the way down to your toes as it spreads out. And it connects to a nerve in your spinal cord that goes all the way up to your brain. So if I were to straighten this leg and kind of slump down and let my head go down, that's going to be maximum stretch on that whole nerve system right there. And if you do that and you have symptoms, this might make them a little bit worse. What we want to do is not stretch it right now. We actually want to mobilize it or glide it and have it kind of move up and down a little bit. So in order to do that, you're going to let yourself slump. You're going to let your head go down. And then if it's your right leg that has the symptoms, you're going to straighten your right knee at the same time as you look up, and then bend your right knee at the same time as you look down. Your back's going to stay just as it is. It's only your head moving and your knee moving. And so what's going to happen with that is as I straighten my knee, this nerve runs down the back of this. As I straighten my knee, there's going to be more tension down here. At the same time, as I look up, there's going to be less tension in my spinal cord. So that nerve is going to move relatively downwards. And then as I bend my knee, I'm going to take tension out here. And as I look down, I'm going to add tension in my spinal cord. So that nerve is going to move relatively upwards. So we put those two together, foot up, foot down, head down, and we should be getting that nerve to kind of slide back and forth, which can help because it has to move between all the muscles and tissues along its path. So we want to make sure it moves freely through that. The nerve itself sits in its own sheath, so we want to make sure that it's moving well in its sheath. And within that sheath, it has its own circulation. So we want to make sure that that circulation is going good. Right up here around your back where that nerve actually kind of comes out. When we do that movement, we're also kind of moving the nerve root a little bit too. So if there's inflammation around the nerve root, as often happens with a herniated disc, then that can kind of help disperse that inflammation a little bit. So that's the slump slider. It's going to be slumped, foot up, foot down, head down. Moving those two simultaneously. You should not be getting symptoms while you're doing this. If you are, then don't move your leg quite as far, and make sure that you're moving your head and your leg at the same time. Don't move one and then the other. That's the slump slider.